The member for Port Adelaide.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister. Last week, the Prime Minister thumbed his nose at the Nationals and shelved the government's 11th energy policy since 2016 because he's lost control of the parliament. And this week, the Prime Minister is again refusing to put his so-called big stick legislation to a vote in the House. Isn't it clear that this Prime Minister will say and do anything to desperately cling to power?
The Treasurer.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. We on this side of the House stand for lower power prices and have delivered that, Mr Speaker, because through the good work of the member for Hume, and this government, residential customers from the 1st of January this year saw falls in New South Wales of $200, Mr Speaker, those on standing offers. In Victoria, $313, Mr Speaker. In South Australia, $270, Mr Speaker, and $175 in South East Queensland. Now, Mr Speaker, the question for the member for Port Adelaide and for the Labor Party is why are they on the side of the big energy companies against the consumers of Australia, Mr Speaker? That's the question for them, Mr Speaker. Why do they have a problem? Why do they have a problem with legislation which is going to stamp out fraudulent behaviour, Mr Speaker? Why do they have a problem with legislation that targets dishonest conduct, Mr Speaker? Why do they have a problem with legislation that targets behaviour of companies that are acting in bad faith, Mr Speaker? And there are a series of penalties, and they're graduated, Mr Speaker, in this bill. But the reality is this legislation is tackling problems in the wholesale market, in the retail market and in the contract market, Mr Speaker. And as the member for Hume has pointed out numerous times, those on the other side have voted with the big energy companies time after time after time, and we on this side of the House are putting in place the policies that are lowering power prices, investing in storage, ensuring that gas is available on the east coast of Australia, record amounts of renewables that are coming into the system on our watch, Mr Speaker, and reductions in standing offers. We on this side of the House are lowering power prices. Those on the other side of the House, when they were last in government, double power prices. The Australian people can only trust the Liberal and National governments to deliver lower power prices.